Hi, my name is Llorayah and I'm a Degree Apprentice at Marks & Spencer. We employ over 65,000 colleagues globally, and this is my Duvet flip. I started off as a Christmas temp. I went in quite nervous.
When you went in as a Christmas temp, did you think that it would be where you are now?
Absolutely not. I would have never expected to be where I am.
The role models that you've had, what have they shared with you that have really stuck with you?
You can do anything, but you can't do everything.
Where have you put that in practice at M&S?
I was doing everything, but I could do one task in a day with 100% effort and time.
What's your duvet flip? What gets you out of bed in the morning to flip the duvet?
Knowing that I'm... Hi, my name is Llorayah and I'm a Degree Apprentice at Marks & Spencer. Before sitting down with Jack, I'm excited and ready to share my story. I'm most excited to talk about my development and how far I've come. I haven't met Jack before, but I'm expecting to have a really nice conversation about where I am and my development and what my programme is about. One thing that I hope that people take from this is that you should always love the job that you work in. You should never do something just because it's a job. I'm ready. Let's go, Jack.
So welcome to my duvet flip. How are we?
I am good. Excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, it's exciting to have you here because I want to hear about your life, your career, and how has it led you to where you are today. But I want to start here. Tell me a little bit about your first job, first bit of work experience. What was it? What did you do? And what did you learn from that job that you wished you'd tell your younger self now?
Oh gosh, I think that's a good question. I think first I've always started with M&S. So I started off as a Christmas temp and I went in kind of not knowing about retail, not really knowing what I meant to do. I think the first day I was there, I didn't know I was meant to have a break. I kind of went in and I was going around doing everything and they said, oh, it's your break. And I was like, oh gosh, okay. I didn't know what I was doing, but I went in quite nervous, didn't really speak to anyone because I didn't know the importance of making connections with people when I first started. I think I was very quiet. And on my first day, I was asked if I wanted to do something. And it was like a volunteering activity. And I remember going to another colleague and saying, oh, I don't know what to do. What if they don't want me there? What if they think I'm not going to be good enough? And she just turned around and said, well, if they say no, they say no. That's the worst thing they could say. And from that moment, I realised, oh, okay, if the worst thing someone can say is no, always apply, always volunteer for things. And I think in that moment was when I really realised, okay, I wish I could tell my younger self, put yourself out there so much more, because I think there were so many missed opportunities because I just didn't think I would get picked. So that would be my main thing.
You know what, you talk so much sense because it's so true. We always say to ourselves, will they like us? Will we fit in? Mm-hmm. And actually, sometimes you just have to go forward for it, right? Like you just said, go forward, put your hand up, give it a go, until you know you don't know. Why do you think you was quiet on your first day? Like, what was it? And how did you build that confidence as you have now?
I think in school, a lot of the time we're kind of taught we have to be quiet, we listen to the teacher. It's more the teacher's the main person and we're kind of there just to listen and be quiet. So I think going into the world of work, I was still set in my ways of we're at school, I'm the student, I'm meant to be quiet, I'm not meant to speak. And learning that my voice mattered in terms of work and always being asked my opinion, having check-ins and they're saying, well, Llorayah, how are you feeling? Made me really realise, oh, okay, I'm worth it. I have my opinions and they're meant to be shared to other people. And from that moment, I think it just showed, okay, I can now use this voice and help other people and also advocate for myself. So it made me want to share my opinion more and voice concerns or maybe things that I'm enjoying to other people.
Isn't that brilliant? By joining M&S, it showed that they gave you the opportunity, and through your own hard work as well, that your voice does matter, to speak up, to work as a team, and to move forward.
Absolutely.
So you started as a Christmas temp. What is that? Tell me how that works. And did you, when you went in as a Christmas temp, did you think that you would be where you are now?
Absolutely not. I think I've seen so much development in myself, which is amazing. So I started off doing 12 hours. I was only working the weekends as I was still doing my A-levels, and I was in clothing. So initially I was there just to kind of help with the Christmas peak, which we call the golden quarter. So I was there just to help out with busy periods. But I would have never expected to be where I am. I think I used to go to school and think, oh, I can't wait to go to work, because that was the highlight of my week. So when I found out I could do this all week, this was my whole job, I fell in love, I loved it. And so I think if I looked back, I would say, like, don't worry, keep working hard, because you know you're going to have your dream job in the future. So I didn't think I would be here, but I'm so happy I am here.
I can see that. I can feel it. The table shaking. What do you think it was that, obviously I'm a big believer that employer has to choose you, but you have to choose employer, yeah? So it takes two to tango kind of thing. But what do you think it is that made M&S say from Christmas Temp to, we want you to join us more on a weekly basis?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
What do you think you did? Because it's obviously you that did something. What did you do, and what can we pass on to others so they do the same? So they don't see it as a Christmas temp job, they see it as an opportunity for the future, like you clearly did.
I think you have to love the business that you work for. I've always had a connection to M&S. It's where I bought all my clothes from. It was where I'd go on shopping trips with my grandma when I was younger. So you have to be in a business where you also believe in their values and their main goal. So I think when you're picking a place to work, when you're picking an employer, make sure you pick somewhere where you have a strong connection yourself. I will always say, and I'm very proud to say, I was a customer first for M&S before joining. And I think that's the most important thing. You have to actually like what your company is doing and what they're selling. And because of that, it's helped my enthusiasm. It's helped me love what I do. I don't think I could have done that with any other company, because I don't have that strong connection that I do with M&S, with other people as well.
And where do you think, when was the moment where that strong connection just clicked? Because clearly, going shopping, you shop at Emma, you're a customer first, you shop with your grandma there, like, when did that come together? Because a lot of young people will say, I don't know what I want to do, I feel lost in life, I don't know what my values are. For you, when did those puzzle pieces come together?
I think I always grew up with the idea that I wanted to be somewhere that I loved, because I think a lot of the time, as you've said, young people don't really know what they want to do, but I knew whatever I did, I wanted to love what I was doing. So I made sure that when I was looking into jobs, even my first job, I thought, make sure that it's somewhere that I would want to progress in, I would want to build a career in. And I think when I was in sixth form and they were looking at apprenticeships, we were looking at places to work, I just thought, oh, M&S is just the perfect place. Like, I just kind of had that moment and I was like, I have to be there. Like, where else would I be? That is my home.
And for anyone who's thinking retail, what is your message to them? Because I think retail's special, and I'll tell you this, some of the smartest people that I've had on the show have come from the retail industry. They're aware, they're quick, they're on their feet, they've got a lot of common sense. Like, why retail?
Oh, why retail? A lot of reasons. I think people join retail for the people that you work with, the people that you serve, customers, colleagues. It's a family. Like, I think retail is a place where you build those connections, and I think you can only really get that in retail. You become so close with the people you work with, you see them every day, and then being able to deliver amazing customer service to other people, making their journeys amazing, like, you see that impact that you make on other people. People will come in and say, oh, I'm going to my daughter's wedding, can you pick an outfit? And, like, I've helped that person for such a special day, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I wasn't in retail. Like, it's such a personal experience, and I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of that as well.
And what do you think retail has taught you about life? Because you get to interact with so many different people. Like, what do you think it's taught you?
I think that there's so many different people out there. I've had so many amazing conversations with other people, and they've told me their life stories, and I've realised there's so much we don't know. And getting to meet all these people has really shown a different outlook on my life, I think. And I think I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't speak to all these people. Because I think shopping in M&S or working in M&S, everyone is different. You meet so many different people, and we can all kind of join together and build that connection that I wouldn't have if I was just walking on the street or something. I wouldn't see these people every day maybe, because some people are visiting or things like that. So I feel like actually being in the shop makes you kind of build those connections with others.
Absolutely. And what do you think has been the biggest challenge for you? Because I'm a big believer that every job will have its challenges, but challenges are opportunities to grow, right? So what's something that has been a challenge for you that you've overcome and you've just thrived at, but at the start was a challenge?
So I would say, obviously, being a manager, I have to have team briefs. I speak to my team, and I'm dyslexic. So starting off, I was kind of a bit wary that I'll just ramble. And like, if I'm excited about something, I can just go off on a tangent. I can say all this, but making time to kind of take a moment back and think, okay, what am I going to say? And how am I going to have these conversations? So working in retail has helped in that way, because I've been put into, okay, you have to have a team brief. Oh, okay. I've been put into that and being like, oh, okay, I can do this. The worst thing I do is mess up a bit and I can say, oh, let me just take a moment. But I would have never put myself out there, because I would have been worried that I would have had a bad response to my team briefs or things like that, because they would have thought, oh, she doesn't really know what she's talking about. But no, it's just I need a bit more time to kind of articulate my words. So retail's kind of helped me build that confidence in the way that I speak as well.
But being dyslexic is a superpower, because I'm dyslexic, isn't it? It is a superpower. And that's one thing that obviously it clearly helped you find, isn't it? Because in my work, being dyslexic, that's why there's no notes on the table. Because helped me, I've looked at your profile, I know what you're about, we've had a chat before. That's all I need. I don't need a long brief. And it becomes a superpower. What else has become a superpower for you by working at M&S, do you think?
I think being able to speak to people, I know I say it a lot, but I was very closed off. I didn't really want to speak to people. In public, I would kind of be very by myself. I wouldn't really speak to people in terms of if I was going in a shop. I wouldn't really speak to the colleagues or things like that, because I'd be kind of scared. I didn't really want to interact with anyone I didn't really know. But now I'll go into a shop and I'll say, oh, hi, or I'll introduce myself if I'm going to a new store to visit colleagues. And I think retail really pushes that, and especially in M&S, where we have so many events where we bring everyone together, so you get the chance to speak to other people that you don't really know or you wouldn't have socialised with because you wouldn't have met them in another place. So I think having that opportunity has helped me overcome that, because I would have never spoken to people that much. I was really, really shy, I'll be very honest.
But you know what? And that is such a great life lesson to have, right? M&S has given you the encouragement to build the confidence to speak to anyone. And that's after. But I'm a big believer, if you really want to do good at anything in life, be good at communicating and be consistent.
Absolutely.
So I'm a big believer on meeting interesting people, and you can learn from every single person you meet. Real models, role models, mentors. Tell me some of the role models that you've had around you, and what have they shared with you that you've learned that have really kind of stuck with you and that you now take forward in life and at M&S?
I would say one of my role models, I don't know if it's a bit niche, but the person who runs my program in terms of the degree part, so my PDE, she said to me, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. And that's something that I've really taken on, because I'm a perfectionist. I don't want to make mistakes. And I know in life you make mistakes. Like, we're in retail. Retail's constantly changing. We're adapting. But being in a position where you know, oh, it's okay, I can make this mistake, but then I'll learn from this and know, in the future, I'm going to do it differently. I never wanted to be that person. And I think when she said that to me, it just stuck with me, because I had a moment like, oh, okay, if I make a mistake, I'm just going to learn from it. It doesn't mean I'm any less. It doesn't mean I'm not doing well. It actually is better, because I'm taking that and having some reflection time, which I wouldn't have done originally. But I think, I don't know what it is about that.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You can do anything, but not everything. And I think that is so good, because we always want to do everything, right? Especially when you want to achieve so much and do so much. We've all just got 24 hours a day, and you can do anything but not everything. And where have you put that in practice at M&S?
I would say in terms of when I speak to people, and when I have challenging conversations. I think because in a day, I have so many things I want to do, and the way I prioritized it probably wasn't the best, because I wanted to make sure I did as much as I could in one day, instead of kind of taking time and thinking, this is my priority, I can do this first. I can look at something else in a further date, but at the moment, I need to just focus on one thing, because I was doing everything, but I wasn't doing everything 100%, whereas I could do one task in a day, but I do that with 100% effort and time, and that's really going to make a difference.
I think that's great advice, because if everyone did that, we'd all get more. We'd actually get more done, wouldn't we?
Absolutely.
And any other lessons or learnings from others?
I would say, kind of linking to what I've said, I was told, don't ever miss an opportunity. I'm very much a person who would not think that I'm the best at something. I did start off like that, thinking, oh, there's nothing I'm actually really good at. But then having these opportunities, the majority of things that I've done is because I've said, please, could I do this? Like, it would help my learning. I'd really appreciate having the time to be part of this. And they'd be like, absolutely, of course, Llorayah. And now I'm chosen for those things naturally. Even with my regional manager, who I respect very much because he loves his job and he shows that. I've asked him so many times, oh, could I do this? And he's like, absolutely, Llorayah. I should have thought of that earlier. Like, of course you can join. And having that connection, I think, with someone who I know cares a lot about my development really makes me feel that I can do everything. I can speak to people. I can have these conversations.
I think that's really, really important, isn't it? One, put your hand up. Two,
Yeah.
I use this saying, go from having all the answers to all the questions in everything you do. Because that actually helps you, doesn't it? And that clearly, you've got that relationship with other colleagues at M&S, regardless whether they're a colleague, a peer, or a senior manager. You can go to them and ask them. I want to talk a little bit about how you transitioned from a Christmas temp onto the programme. Tell me a little bit about that journey and how that happened.
So, as a Christmas temp, I started off learning everything, which I love because I love learning. So I was learning how to fold, I was learning how to use tills. So the beginning was very much, I'm the learner, which I absolutely loved, and I was gaining information from other people. My transition then into going onto the programme and doing more training sessions and becoming more a leader rather than someone who's being led was more, I'm using the knowledge that I have to teach other people. So I think in a way it helped, because I think people always say teaching is the best way to learn something, but I didn't realise how much of an impact my teachers had on me because I'm doing it to other people. And I've had people come up to me and say, well, Llorayah, thank you so much. I didn't know that I could do that, but because you've helped me do it, like, I know now and I've got more confidence. And I think from going straight away from being that person who's learning to teaching, you know, okay, this way I know will work, but let me use it a different way because not everyone's going to learn the same way. So I think that transition helped me. I think it was more beneficial in the way that I now teach other people.
Well, and fulfilment, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's nothing more than seeing other people thrive and seeing them win, isn't it? And tell me a little bit about the programme. How does it work? Like, I have no idea. Yeah, I'm a Christmas temp currently, and I want to transition onto the programme. Like, what is the programme? How does it work? What is your advice to me?
So we start off learning everything you need to do to be a manager. So we start off as a team manager. So we do a stepping into program, which is basically just learning more the people side of it and learning how we can manage people and also help them. Then essentially the program leads into becoming a store manager. But during those times, we get to be in different areas. So I've worked in foods, I've worked in clothing, fashion and beauty. I've worked in operations. So
do you get to rotate across the whole business?
Yes.
That's cool.
Because I think in order to manage or in order to run a store, you have to be able to know every aspect of it. Like me personally, I wasn't very confident working in bakery, but I said, okay, could I spend some time in the bakery? Like, absolutely. And now I know what my baker needs to be doing in the day, and I also know I could then help just in case they needed help with anything. So I think having those rotations, I would never ask someone to do something that I wouldn't do myself or know where to find the information. So I think having those rotations before becoming a store manager is really good, because I think I had feedback, you have to be the best team manager in your position before you become a store manager, and I absolutely agree with that. You need to know how to be excellent so that you can then help raise and make excellent managers. So I think having that before doing store manager is great. And I also get a study day, which I think is good. I love planning. So having sessions with my PD and having workshops has really helped me, because I do feel that if I'm feeling overwhelmed or I'm feeling that there's too much work, I can speak to my line manager, I can speak to my PD. There's always someone that I can speak to. So I never feel like I'm alone in it, which I think is really good.
That is really good, isn't it? And I just love that you get to transition across and rotate across different types of the parts of it, the store and stuff, because that just gives you an all-rounder, right? And don't talk to me about bakery. I love M&S Bakery, I tell you. I love it, especially those chocolate chip cookies. They're really good. They're really good. In terms of anyone who may be thinking about joining or becoming a Christmas temp and going down the same route as you, what is your advice to them?
I would say go for it. I think a lot of things in life you regret, and I never want to be in a position where there's something that I regret. And I think M&S is an amazing company to work with. You feel a sense of belonging. You have that connection with people, and you're working for a company who actually care about your development. I've met with senior people, senior management or senior leadership in the business, and they're taking the time, like they've asked to take the time to spend and kind of get to know me a bit better. I feel like something like that with such high people in the business, you realise, oh my gosh, everyone really cares about my development. M&S is such a great company to want to progress in, and I think you will never, as I've said, you'll never be alone. If ever you need support or anything, you're always going to have someone. There will always be someone who will listen.
Wow. And that's the reason why you keep turning up every day.
Absolutely.
And for anyone else who wants to get involved, what would you say to them? Because you was a Christmas temp. What would you be saying to them now?
Oh, that's a good question. Speak to as many people as you can, make as many connections as you can, learn as much as you can, take every opportunity, ask to be in every area of the store, ask as many questions as you can to build as much knowledge as you can before you start, and really get a sense of the values of M&S, because I think once you have that connection, you'll realise, oh my, like, gosh, this is a really good company to work for, and you'll feel like a success in the business is a personal success. So I feel you'd only get that if you know the values yourself and you kind of feel ingrained and you feel like you're part of the business and you're part of the reason they're succeeding as well.
A success in the business is a personal success. Isn't that special? That's just lovely. That just sums it all up. That sums up the old M&S culture in a sentence, right? Are you ready for my final question?
I am.
What's your duvet flip? What gets you out of bed in the morning to flip the duvet?
Knowing that I'm creating memorable moments for people at work. I think having those connections that I had when I came with my grandma, she couldn't get out of bed a lot, but she did to go to M&S. So knowing that I'm making those connections for other people, it makes my heart melt, because I'm then building those memories and I'm helping people create happy days. I'm helping people feel confident in the outfits they wear, having meetings and having food that they enjoy, having amazing events because I've helped them create that. So knowing that I'm a part of their pride and knowing that I'm a part of things that make them happy in the day is my duvet flip.
Wow, what a duvet flip that is. I just want to say thank you. You've been so much energy, and I just love how you kind of share your story, and you really it really resonates in terms of great culture, lots of learning, opportunity to rotate from a Christmas temp to going on to the programme. You're clearly loving what you do. So I just want to say thank you for joining us on the show, sharing inspiration and hopefully getting more people to follow your footsteps. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Goes quick, doesn't it?